Hey everybody, and welcome to the video. It's Neil here from Post to Post, coming back at you with another new division prediction video. We did the North Division. If you haven't seen that, would love it if you could check it out. Now we're doing the East Division. It's kind of weird, some of these division names. We actually discussed that in the Post to Post podcast. If you're not aware, do have a podcast, own separate channel on YouTube, Post to Post podcast. If you just search that, you'll find it. We're also on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, all that good stuff. We had a conversation about kind of division names and stuff, but regardless, we're here to talk about these teams. And this division is going to be so difficult to come out of. This is maybe the most competitive division of the four, and I'm really excited to talk about it. I've gone through all the teams. I've made my predictions, not easily, but I've done them. And I don't think I'm necessarily right. It's just the best I can come up with. We're going to go through every single team very quickly, not super in-depth, just very quick kind of takes, and go from there. So let's start out with the last place team that I have on my list. Yeah, the team I'm wearing. Number 8, the New Jersey Devils. I feel bad because... how am I going to word this? I would have had New Jersey last place regardless of the Crawford situation. But Crawford retiring, which we also discussed on the podcast, selfish plug, it just adds to the frustration. New Jersey has been a weird team in the last couple of years. They got to the playoffs. They looked really good. They were facing Tampa. We knew they were almost certainly going to lose. They did. But still, there was so much promise there. And then once that year got over, coming into the next year, yeah, we feel pretty good. Let's go. Second round, maybe. Wheels fell off. Last season, wheels fell off. There were no more. All the wheels were gone. There were no more wheels. So they've had spurts of this team has promise, but more spurts of this team needs solutions. And I don't think there's enough solutions this year as for Devils fans, or as for the New Jersey Devils. They have Blackwood, who kind of like Markstrom. I kind of like, as far as likability, Markstrom and Blackwood are very up there for me as far as goaltenders I cheer for. But there are so many question marks elsewhere on the team. How much is Hischier going to progress? I don't want to use the word underperforming, but he's maybe under delivering on most Devils fans' expectations. I think they were very hyped, very excited. Maybe it's one of those players who just takes a little bit longer to grow, but we're almost not seeing that immediate result from Hischier that we were expecting. So while he is growing his game and he's getting better and stuff, I want to see where that kind of goes this year. Does it get further? Does it not? But really, one of the big question marks is PK Subban, and it shouldn't be. I shouldn't be here talking to you about, is PK Subban going to be the player that they need him to be, which is the best player on the team, and be an incredible leader, and just be the awesome person that he is? Or is he going to be that liability on the ice who takes stupid penalties and makes risky plays when he doesn't need to? And like, what PK Subban are we going to get this year? Because he needs he needs a bounce back year. It's got to happen this year, because he is falling down the radar on so many people's lists. It's unfortunate, because I really, really like PK Subban, specifically as a person. What an incredible person. I don't want to see him not succeed in the NHL. I really want to see him succeed. So I wish him all the best. I hope he does good this year. I hope I'm wrong. I hope New Jersey doesn't come last. But right now, I have them in 8th position. In 7th position, I have the Buffalo Sabres. Having Buffalo this low is the easy pick. It's the easy way out. Yeah, it's Buffalo. Just put them near the end. That is the easy decision, and that is the route that I'm taking, but not necessarily for that reason. And it's because the teams in front of them are, I think, just that much better. And also, Buffalo is just a very frustrating team to predict, because they have so many tools. They can get the job done, and it's just always something. It's just always something that just doesn't work out. And I get pissed off every time that I have to talk about the Buffalo Sabres, because I want them to do good. I'm not even a Sabres fan. I'm not. I don't cheer for them, but I love their fans. I want to see their fans enjoy some kind of success. Look what's happening with the Bills right now. That's very exciting. That needs to happen with the Sabres. And it hasn't. But it could have. It could have. There's so much promise there. Eichel has taken this team and done as much as he could with it, but he doesn't have a lot of support. Where was Skinner last year? Like, man. And some of these other players just like, you just want to strangle them. Like, what? Another year of not having success? I can't even imagine being a Sabres fan. I'd be pissed off. I'm a Canadiens fan, and I'm already pissed off about that, although they did have a good year last year. I'm just saying. Like I said, every time I talk about the Sabres, I get angry because I'm just so frustrated. There's too many things that Buffalo still needs to fix. They brought in Hall, and they brought in Stahl. And hopefully, those two can maybe elevate Buffalo just a little bit. But I don't know what we're going to get for goaltending from Buffalo. I'm kind of on the fence. I don't know how to feel about it. It's kind of one of some of these goalies that could just like take it and just kind of like go on a run a little bit, like Merzlikins did last year with Columbus. So I'm kind of waiting. I kind of wish I could make these videos like 2 weeks into the season, so I could see a team like just give me a little bit of a sample. I don't know what sample I'm going to get from Buffalo this year, so for that reason, I had to put them down in 7th. But I am cheering for them. In 6th position, I have the Pittsburgh Penguins. Pittsburgh's kind of a difficult one for me because while I think the team has so much potential, they still have most of the original core there. They can get it done. It wouldn't surprise me if they did. There's goaltending is a big question mark for me. And when I don't feel confident about a team's goaltending, I find it very difficult to predict them high. So I think I have them a little bit low as far as prediction in the whole division compared to what most people would. I don't know what other people are predicting. I haven't looked. I just have that feeling that I'm a little bit low. But personally, a lot rides on goaltending, and I'm not there goaltending wise on Pittsburgh. I think getting rid of Matt Murray or splitting from Matt Murray, maybe not getting rid of, but splitting, was the right decision. But there's just nothing there. I don't know. I'm just not feeling it. I'm just not feeling it in the gut. I just don't have a good feeling about Pittsburgh, and that's really all this prediction comes down to. Nothing to do with statistics, nothing to do with depth, nothing to do with anything. I just have kind of that gut feeling around goaltending. I just have some question marks. That's it. Coming in number 5th in my prediction is the Washington Capitals. So this one's very comparable to Pittsburgh. Same kind of thing, although not goaltending. I actually think that Washington is one of their greatest strengths is their goaltending. Seeing the progression of Samsonov and just seeing what he can kind of grow into continuously is going to be exciting to watch. I'm going to watch a lot of Washington this year. But I just kind of have this weird gut feeling where... Let me put it as a question. And I don't like when people do this. It annoys me, but I'm going to do it. Neil, do you think Washington is a better team than they were last year? The answer is no. For that reason, I cannot justify kind of ranking them any higher than I do. But much like Pittsburgh, it would not surprise me if Washington came first. I just have this odd feeling about Washington. I don't know if it's about the aging core, the fact that they won 2 years ago, and they're just like, well, we won 2 years ago. They don't really have that drive that another team might have. I'm not sure what it is. I don't know. But I just have a bit of a feeling for Washington that they're going to start to fall a little bit starting with this year. Coming in 4th, I have the New York Rangers. Man, am I ever excited to watch the New York Rangers this year. I can't even express to you how excited I am. I'm going to be watching so much Rangers. Actually, Islanders too. These New York teams have got me pretty excited. But the Rangers, man, Lafreniere, Kakko, don't know if you saw him on the back there. Seeing the progression of Georgiev. Just like, there's so many players that I really like on the Rangers, and just I don't even know if I like them yet. I just want to watch them come into the league, progress, see how they do. I'm super excited. It's a very young team. Okay, there is not a single forward on the Rangers that is older than 30. Let me put it this way: the oldest person playing for the New York Rangers is younger than me by 2 years. Yes, I am older. If I played for the Rangers, I would be the oldest person on that team. That is crazy. That is depressing to think about in a way. But just look at their goaltenders: 24 years old, 25 years old. That's really young for goaltenders. That's when goaltenders are typically just entering the league and stuff. And I guess kind of technically they are, but being given the reins like that at that age, it's rare. There's only a couple of goalies who can really come in and do that. We're seeing that a bit with Carter Hart, who is actually much younger than them. I think Carter Hart's 21, maybe turning 22 soon. So it's rare, but it's awesome. It's really good to see. I feel good about the Rangers. I want to see them play. So I've been a bit reserved on my prediction here. I wanted to rank them in number 1 or number 2. I wanted to be bold and just go for it, but I decided to be a little bit more reserved. And I think 4th is still a respectable prediction. I'm really hoping they get in the top 3 though. That selfishly, that's what I'm really hoping for. Coming in 3rd position, I am predicting the Philadelphia Flyers. For me, with the Flyers, it comes down to 2 things: depth and goaltending. Carter Hart is the superstar in the NHL as far as young goaltenders coming into the league. There are some others like I just spoke about in the previous section of the video, but Carter Hart is really that stud. He's that superstar. And then depth. The team has a lot of depth. Now, but what worries me is last year, because there was a stretch where they played so good. And coming into the playoffs, I felt really good about them. I think I predicted them to win the Stanley Cup, if I'm not mistaken. And they didn't, obviously. They just were... Where were some of the players last year? And so that's kind of what worries me. I don't want to see the emptiness of that lineup replicate itself again in this season. So I'm a little reserved on this one as well. I put them in 3rd. I feel like that's a fair prediction. They have the potential to be 1st, but they also have kind of the potential to be like 6th or 7th. I have always had a hard time predicting the Philadelphia Flyers. I don't know what it is about the team. Honest to God, I don't know what it is. They went on a 10-game winning streak, missed the playoffs. Went on a 10-game losing streak, made the playoffs. They're just a weird team prediction-wise. I can never get a handle on them. I'm always wrong when I predict anything to do with the Philadelphia Flyers. So if I'm predicting them 3rd, that means they're either going to come 1st or they're going to come 7th or 8th. So there you go. Coming 2nd in the division, I'm predicting the Boston Bruins. Sometimes teams' downfall is that they don't change from the previous year. Sometimes a team's asset is that they don't change from the previous year. I can give you some teams that fit the scenario number 1, and I can give you teams that fit scenario number 2. Boston is one of those teams. They really haven't changed that much from last year or the year before, and I think that's one of their best assets. They don't really need to fix a lot. They have the players in place. They have the depth in place to honestly get it done. And I was scared that 2 years ago they were going to get it done because I was cheering against them. Sorry, Boston fans, but you already know that if you're familiar with me or my channel. I was cheering for St. Louis. But seeing Boston in person in 2020, yeah, I actually watched an NHL game in person in 2020. That's a weird sentence to say. Seeing them in person really gave me a whole new appreciation for the team. Just seeing things that I don't get to see on TV. Even though it's far away, I'm still watching. Seeing the players interact on the bench, seeing what they are like in between whistles. There's a dynamic with the Boston players, and that's their asset. They haven't really changed a lot. They know each other very well. We had the unfortunate departure of Chara, who's going to Washington, but I think I don't want this to sound like I'm bashing Chara or anything. I think that's kind of an asset. I think that's a good thing for Boston that he's leaving. He is an incredible leader. He's a great physical presence on the ice, but he is slow and a bit of a liability at times. So I think that kind of favors Boston. So I think they just get a little bit better, and they don't change much, and they should do some damage in this very competitive division. I got them number 2. And in 1st overall in the East Division, I have the New York Islanders. That's right, baby. Number 1, I've got the Islanders in 1st position in the East, not conference, East Division. And for kind of 2 reasons. Reason number 1 is the one that we all know. Barry Trotz, the system, the depth, the goaltending. They have, I don't want to say the perfect team. I don't want to jinx them. but I love their lineup. I really do. It's a team that I've really come to enjoy cheering for, not necessarily watching. Sometimes they can be a little bit boring, but they have a lot of players that I like, and I like this. I want to see them succeed. But the thing that's really kind of elevated me to put them first is kind of like Pittsburgh, kind of like Washington. I just have a gut feeling. I have a gut feeling that the Islanders are just going to be a bit dominant this year in a very very tough division. I don't think they're going to run away with it, but I think they're going to be very successful this year. I don't think they're going to have any trouble making the playoffs. I would be very shocked if they were not in the top 3 in this division. I'd be very shocked if they were not in the top 2 in this division. That's kind of how I feel about the Islanders right now. Not really an Islanders fan. Canadiens fan. Not an Islanders fan. But I feel good about them. And I want to see them do good. So let's see what happens. Thanks, guys, for watching. I appreciate it. Let me know your predictions down below in the comment section. If you want to list all 8 for this division, that would be awesome. Give me your reasons to. If you don't have time, just maybe say who you think is coming first or who you think is coming last. We'd love to know your thoughts down below. Hit the like button if you like this video. If you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button as well, because I'm coming out with the other 2 divisions that I have not done yet. If you haven't seen the first one, the North Division, the Canadian Division, go check that one out. The podcast is over on the podcast channel. That is back. We're talking serious hockey every single Sunday. I'm coming out with unboxing videos on this channel. I'll just show you. 2 jerseys in here. If you see a FedEx box, you know it's going to be good. This is coming from Cool Hockey. It is a reverse retro. I'm going to be unboxing this very soon on the channel. Pretty excited for that one. I think you guys are going to like this jersey. All right. Hope you're having a great day, and I'll catch you soon. Adios.